And I'm going to slice it just like this. Well, for heaven's sakes, I dropped one. Let me just go ahead and make a flat place so that it's easier to slice them. Sometimes you miss the core if you don't get it right in the center. And this one didn't go right down the center, it went sideways. Okay. Whoa. Playing ball. All right, look at all those apples. Yummy, yum. I'm gonna taste it. Good. This is our pan, and we've got a half cup of butter melted in this. I put it in the oven while the oven was preheating, and we're going to put our apples in this, and I'm going to sprinkle them with some cinnamon sugar in layers, okay? All right, we're going to use at least a cup of this brown sugar. So what I'm going to do is do a quarter cup at a time in layers. There's one layer. It's kind of a sticky situation. This is cinnamon. And you're just going to sprinkle some cinnamon on it. I don't have the little sprinkler things in on my spices. This is apple pie spice. I'm going to put a little bit of that on there too. And then we're going to do another layer. And if there's a seed, make sure you don't put it in there. There it is. There's a seed. Apple seed. We don't need to eat the apple seed. Oh, Johnny Appleseed. Okay. I'm going to do another quarter cup. Just like that. Some more spices. You can choose how much spice to put in yours. If you just want a little bit, just put it in the center layer and not on the rest of them, but me and Chris love it. That was just apple pie spice on that layer. I love it. It is Penzeys apple pie spice if you want to know which one I'm using. We like it a lot. Very good flavor. So we're layering it kind of like you do an apple pie. I'm going to use cinnamon on this one. I'm going to use apple pie spice on the top. Smells good already. Last but not least, the top. This is simple. It's not going to be fancy looking or nothing on the top. This pan is hot from being in the oven. All right, our last quarter cup of sugar. So it really wound up being almost a cup of sugar in there, didn't it? Brown sugar, okay? Yeah, it's right at a cup or a little, maybe a little over. Now I'm going to put some more cinnamon on it on the very top. And now I'm going to rinse off my hand. And now what I'm going to do is I've got 1 cup of milk in this mixing measuring cup. And I'm going to add a cup of self-rising, it needs to be self-rising flour. If you don't have self-rising flour, all you have to do is add a half teaspoon of salt and a teaspoon of baking powder to your flour, and that makes it self-rising. So you're going to mix that self-rising flour with a cup of milk. So it's a cup of milk and a cup of flour. And we're going to pour this over the top. And this thing needs to cook in the oven for at least an hour, because you want all those apples to get nice and soft. You don't want them to be crunchy. So we want them to be good and soft like you would a pie. And now I'm just going to put a little bit more apple pie spice and cinnamon on the top. So if you want to top it with a streusel topping, use my recipe for sweet potato souffle topping. Okay, you can find that under Southern recipes and casseroles on our website if you want to print that out. All of our recipes are printable for free, and I will have to type this one up because it's not on there. It's not in the cookbook. But it's going to be a juicy, yummy, creamy apple cobbler, okay? And it was so easy to make, wasn't it? So we're going to slide it in the oven, and I'm going to bake this at 350 degrees for an hour. So you can see how it looks now, and then you'll see how it looks when it comes out. We're happy to turn on the oven today because it's cold. Let us know how cold it is where you are today. We'll see you in a minute or two. All right, y'all. This cobbler does not have a topping. So I put too many apples in it, and you're going to see what I mean when I get it out of the oven. But it's going to be absolutely delicious, and we're ready to eat it. So we're dipping into it. Now, if you want a lot of topping, we love the apples the most, then you can always put a pie crust on top of it, put a biscuit crust on top of it, put a streusel topping on it. But I thought it would make a topping with the flour and the milk. But what happened, because I have so many apples, it just went down inside of it and made it ooey gooey and yummy. Okay, so we're going to get out the ice cream and dip us out some of it. It looks delicious to me. All right, let's get us out the ice cream. And I do have a ice cream setting on my microwave, and that way it keeps it from being hard as a rock when you want to dip into it. So we're going to get a bite. Let go. Okay, let's take us a bite. The apples are nice and soft and yummy. Now we left it in the oven for about an hour and 25 minutes or so, really. Get some ice cream to go with it. It's still hot. That is yummy, gooey, ooey. It don't need a crust because that flour and stuff got down in there and just made these little chunks of yummy, ooey gooey. And the apples, you got plenty of apple to eat too. Mmm. That is absolutely delicious. So y'all come back and see us. This is Collard Valley Cooks, where we cook like Mama did. See you next time. Love ya. Bye.
Cooking time, it's over now. Tammy, she just showed you how to cook it up like Mama used to do. So go on out and have some fun.